All right, so you want to know about Amazon FBA in 2021. What do you need to know? What do you need to avoid? What different ways can I sell on the platform? What's the best way to sell? What is Amazon FBA? Does Jeff Bezos watch my videos? Yes, he does. But if you're asking yourself any of these questions, then you've come to the right place. I'm going to give you a step-by-step overview of Amazon FBA in the different ways that it works and the different ways that you can make it work to your advantage in this video. It's going to be a general overview, but it's going to be in a step-by-step format. So regardless of which direction you decide to go, you have a format to follow to start building that business for yourself. Before we even get into the steps, you need to understand what Amazon FBA is. Amazon FBA is fulfillment by Amazon. So Amazon has created a program which allows normal people just like myself to create a business on Amazon. So if you guys don't know, which I'm sure you guys have heard this fact because it's been thrown around like a million times, the majority of the sales on Amazon actually come from third-party sellers like myself. A lot of people think that Amazon sells all the products on the platform, but it's not the case whatsoever. The majority of the sales on Amazon are sold by regular people like myself, and hopefully you after watching this video. Now that's a general overview of Amazon FBA, but I'm gonna give you more details as the video goes on. So we're gonna get into our steps. Step number one is you need to sign up for a Seller Central account. You can go to sellercentral.amazon.com, or you can go to amazon.com, scroll all the way to the bottom where it says sell on Amazon, and sign up for a Seller Central account on there. Now you're gonna have two options when it comes to signing up for a Seller Central account. A professional account, which is what I recommend everyone do who's actually trying to make some money on the platform, and an individual account, which let me tell you right now, completely useless. Don't know why they offer it, but those are your two options. So the professional account is gonna cost you $40 per month. With those $40, Amazon is going to help you out so much with your business. You're going to be able to send your inventory into Amazon and they will store your inventory in their warehouse. They will also pick, pack, prep, and ship your items when a customer orders it. They will also handle returns. They will also handle customer service. So they take a ton of the work from you. There's still a lot of work left, but they really help you out for those $40 per month. Now with these $40 per month that you're paying, you can actually create a real business on the platform. Now, whenever you sell a product on the platform, Amazon is going to take a fee because they're not doing this out of the goodness of their heart. $40, they give you a lot of help, but there's still a fee you're gonna pay every time you sell a product. Now, the reason I bring that up is because there's also a free Seller Central account option, which is the individual account, which I said was useless because it is, but the individual account only allows you to sell 40 units per month. You cannot sell more. You cannot sell 41, you cannot sell 50, you can only sell 40 units per month, and you're gonna pay those exact same fees that you would with the professional account, but you're gonna pay all the same fees with an extra dollar per unit. So because you're limited at 40 units, you're still paying that subscription fee with none of the benefits, okay? You're not eligible for the buy box, which means you're not gonna be getting nearly as many sales because you realistically can't list that many items. Completely useless if you're actually trying to make some money on the platform. All right, so now step number two, you're gonna choose which way you wanna sell on the platform. There's not only one way to sell on the platform, which is what people thought for the longest time because everyone on YouTube only sold one way, which was private label, but that isn't the case. There's multiple different ways to sell on the platform, which is actually a great benefit for you because you might pursue one model and it might not work out, might not really be what you're looking for. So then you can switch to a different model that you might have more success with. But you're gonna choose which model you want to pursue to sell on the platform. Now there's three main ways to sell on the platform. The first one is arbitrage. Arbitrage is retail arbitrage and online arbitrage going in and out of stores. I'm gonna give you a little bit more details as we go on, but the first model is retail and online arbitrage. The second model, which is what people thought was the only model for the longest time, is private label, working with overseas manufacturers and sending those products to Amazon. The third model is the wholesale model, which is what this whole channel is based off of, which is what I specialize in. It's what I teach my students, but that's the wholesale model, working with name brand distributors or smaller brands, working with them directly, buying products in bulk and sending them to Amazon. So that's step number two, choose which way you want to sell. Now, I cannot stress this enough. You need to choose one and have laser focus on that one model until you've built up your business, you feel comfortable with what you're doing, then you can expand to other models. What I did in the beginning when I was first trying to learn is I was trying to do all three at the same time, and I got nowhere, right? That's not the way to do things. And if you take anything from this video, you choose one, laser focus on that one before you start implementing other models into your Amazon FBA business. All right, now step number 3 is that you need to find products specific to your model. So like I said, there's 3 different models, 3 main ways that people sell on the platform. So there's different ways to find products for different models. So for arbitrage, which is the first one, you're going to be doing retail arbitrage or online arbitrage. Usually people do both. If you're doing one way of arbitrage, you're usually doing the other. But you're going to be going in and out of stores and scanning products with your Amazon app. With your Seller Central app on your phone, you're going to be scanning products like, let's say, these blue light glasses. Once you scan the box, the barcode, it's going to bring up a bunch of data for you to make a decision on. It's going to tell you sales rank, which is an estimate of how many units it's selling on the platform. So you know if it's selling a lot or a little. It's going to tell you competitors. It's going to tell you reviews. It's also going to be telling you price, right? So at the current price that it's going for, is it profitable for you to purchase this product? Now, online arbitrage is the exact same thing, except you're going to retail websites and scanning products using software. So you're not scanning them one by one and then going off of the data that you have. So that is how you find products for arbitrage. Now with wholesale, arbitrage and wholesale have a lot of similarities in that you're not creating listings and you're just jumping on existing listings, but wholesale is at a much bigger level than arbitrage because we're working with different distributors, suppliers. So in order to find products doing the wholesale model, you're going to reverse the process. So like with arbitrage, we're going and finding individual products. With wholesale, we're finding distributors, suppliers, brands that we want to work with and then scanning their list. So they have a big inventory list that you will plug into a software which will scan it all, tell you which one's profitable, tell you which ones are not, and then you can start doing some product research on those products. Once you find the ones that you want, you're going to ship them directly to Amazon. Now you can also do the product first, supplier after method, and known as reverse sourcing. Find the product that you want, and then you're going to go and try to find the supplier for it or the brand for it, and then work directly with them. But that's how you find products with wholesale. Now, private label is completely different because with arbitrage and wholesale, we have a lot of data at our fingertips using the Keepa software that tells us exactly what we need to know about that exact same product that we're going to sell. Now with private label, you don't have the luxury of having all that data at your fingertips because you're creating this product and then bringing it to the market. So you're doing a much more marketplace research of what's being offered, what can be approved upon, and where you can kind of fit in a product and then get some sales based off of the brand that you're creating. Now you're gonna be using softwares like Helium 10, Jungle Scout, Viral Launch to help you make a decision on which product you want to pursue. Once you find that product on Amazon and you find the marketplace you want to jump into, then you're going to be contacting a supplier overseas using alibaba.com. You're going to figure out how many units you want to order, see if you can get the price down to where you want it. Then they're going to create that product with the alterations that you've decided you want to make. Then they're going to ship it to Amazon, either doing sea shipping or air shipping from wherever your manufacturer is located overseas. Okay, so it's very, very different how private label product research is going to be compared to wholesale and arbitrage. All right, so now step number 4 is product research on that specific product that you purchased. So like I said, with these blue light glasses, let's say you were scanning them, you're doing arbitrage, you really want to know the data behind the face value data, right? So we all use a software called Keepa, which allows us to go back, a day, a week, 3 months, a year, lifetime of the product to know what kind of history it has, how much it's selling, what's the sales rank, which is sales rank is telling us sales velocity. It'll also tell us how many sellers are on the platform. It'll also tell us what the buy box is at. So the buy box is where the majority of the sales come from on Amazon, and it'll give you a chart that you guys can really analyze the data before you purchase the product. But for example, when it comes to arbitrage and wholesale, this is the example you can go off of. At face value, a product is selling for $50 per unit, and it's been selling at that price for the last 2 weeks. But if we expand the Keepa graph to a year, past those 2 weeks, the entirety of that year, it sold for $20. That product is going to cost you a lot of money because it's going to be losing you money because it's not selling at the price that you want it. You're buying it at an inflated price, And because you didn't do proper product research, you're gonna lose money because it's not selling nearly at that price the rest of the year. So you really wanna look at the data before you just jump in and purchase it based off of face value, because the last thing that you wanna do, especially if you're brand new, is lose money on products. Now with private label, it's completely different. Again, like I just said in the last step, you're gonna be doing more marketplace research. You don't have the data to go off of. You're going off of tools like Jungle Scout, Helium 10 to give you the data that you need, and then doing that marketplace research to figure out if this is the product that you wanna base your brand around, and then start creating it and bring it to market. All right, so now step number 5 is you're going to list your products on the Amazon FBA platform. Now with arbitrage and wholesale, we're jumping on existing listings. So we're not listing a product and creating an entire listing, which if you don't know, a listing is what you see when you click on a product on Amazon. When you see it and it tells you all the details that you need to know about it, it has a headline, a description, it has all the pictures, that's a listing, right? With arbitrage and wholesale, we're not creating that from scratch. We're jumping on the listings that already exist, and we're selling on those listings as one of the sellers selling that product. And there's a rotation. It's called the buy box. So the buy box is constantly rotating, and different sellers are getting different time on that buy box to make those sales. Now with private label, you're creating that entire listing from scratch. You need to get photos that convert. You need to make a headline and a description that converts by doing keyword research. You also need to insert back-end keywords. You need to get a UPC label for your product, and then you also need to market your product in order to start bringing those sales in, especially in the beginning. So you're gonna need to be doing paid advertising on Amazon. Now you're also gonna want to get some reviews for that product so that those reviews will help that listing convert as well. But it's not as simple as you just throw whatever words you want on that listing and it's going to start making you sales. It needs to be things that are going to convert, keywords that are going to convert into sales. All right, so now step number 6 is shipping your products. You need to figure out how you're gonna go from the purchase of your product to having it on Amazon and available for sale. So with arbitrage, you can either bring them back to your house, prep them yourself to Amazon's guidelines, and then ship them to Amazon. Or you can just ship them to Amazon and have Amazon prep and label them. Or you can go the prep center route, which is a prep center is a company that specifies in prepping products for Amazon sellers. You ship them or you drive them, depending if they're close, your products to that prep center, and then they will handle the prepping, the labeling, and the shipping to Amazon. With wholesale, you're going to be dealing with distributors or brands, and ideally they're going to be shipping that product after your purchase. Instead of shipping it to you, they're going to be shipping it directly to Amazon. Then Amazon can handle the prepping and the labeling and making them available for sale. Or if they don't want to do that, you can prep them yourself. So you ship them to yourself or ship them to a prep center, just like arbitrage. With private label, you're going to need to decide if you're going to do a sea ship or an air ship. Sea ship is going to take a very long time. It's going to be on a giant boat, and they're gonna be shipping it overseas, and over the course of multiple weeks, it's going to be in the US. With air shipping, it's much more expensive, but it's gonna get to the US a lot faster and available for sale. You just need to calculate if it's gonna be cutting into your margins too much, or if you're gonna have room to be able to do the air ship if you want that product there faster. Sea ship, it's gonna take a lot longer, and a lot of things can change in a matter of 2 months while your product is in the way of getting to Amazon, right? So you really have to decide what you're gonna do there. All right, so now your products are available for sale, they're on the platform, and you need to be worried about pricing. What is the pricing you're gonna wanna sell each and every product on the platform? What's your margin that you don't wanna go under? What's your ROI that you don't wanna go under for each and every single product? Or it might vary from product to product depending on sales velocity. But with arbitrage and wholesale, you're gonna wanna get a good repricer to help you stay competitive, and you're gonna put your minimum price and your maximum price for a product so that it's always bouncing around there, keeping as competitive as possible, helping you get the most profit possible. And that's a repricer, okay? What you don't wanna do if you're doing arbitrage or wholesale is get a product in, it doesn't make a few sales right away, and panic and just dump the price, or have a race to the bottom with a seller that's not very experienced and just lose all of your profit in the process. You really want to evaluate what's going on the listing before you just panic sell. That's the last thing you want to do is panic sell. Have those diamond hands, hold on strong, And then once that time comes, you're going to be making those sales if something happens in the process. But you definitely want to get a good repricer to stay as competitive as possible. And with private label, you should already know what price it's going to be at, that it's going to be able to give you your profit, because a lot of expenses go into the private label route. You know, designing the packaging, ordering the products, shipping, advertising, all of these different things you're going to want to take into account to determine what price it's going to need to be at, that it's going to make it worth your while. Now guys, like I said, this is a general overview of Amazon FBA and the different ways that you can sell on the platform. But if you want more in depth, specifically with wholesale, then you're definitely going to want to subscribe to the channel. Hopefully you guys already have, because I'm giving you guys a lot of value here. But I also want you guys to watch this video. It's called Amazon Wholesale in 2021 step by step. So I'm going to show you exactly what to do when it comes to the wholesale model, because there's a lot more details that go into each and every one of these models that I talked about. And to get more details on the wholesale model, which is what I specify in, then you're going to want to watch the video, and I will see you guys in that next video.